New York
a
Times,
lot more Kit Kats being pushed in the marketplace than there used to be, which I'm good with. Totally good with.
It'll be about a 17-minute audio story on the New York Times audio, like, not many people know. Benjamin Rasmussen, 13 years ago, said, there's a way to push Kit Kats out at a rate never seen before. And so he began. Today, Kit Kat's the largest Halloween candy ever, right?
Went into a big corporate meeting, said, I got one word for you. So, Halloween.
They're very prevalent.
Little did you know that Big Candy was behind the push of the Kit Kat. Interesting. I got something for you.
What's that?
Our good friends at Tudor's Biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
They got a hell of a deal.
Oh,
I mean, a hell of a deal. They got these camouflage. You got these camouflage
big tumblers,
right? Got a camouflage tumbler, but they got this super good deal. They got a super good deal on this thing right now. So here it is. If you buy one of these at a Tudor's, it's a stainless steel camo travel mug. For the life of you owning this, you can go in there every time and you get a 24-ounce refill for the price of a small coffee.
Really?
Or an iced tea.
That's a good deal.
For as long as you own it. That's 24 fluid ounces.
How do they know it's theirs?
Well, it says Tudor's Biscuit World on it, Hoppy.
Branded pretty well there.
Okay, there you go. That might be the giveaway they're looking for.
I forgot to turn it around.
Churchill never worked in marketing.
Stainless steel. So all you got to do is purchase
novel
it.
Concept, put a name of the company right on the cup. How would you know? I'll put a name of the company right on there.
By the way, 4 hours hot, 12 hours cold.
But that's what the camo mug will give you?
4 hours hot, 12 hours cold. You buy it once, and you get refills for the rest of your life for the price of a small coffee or an iced tea. That's a hell of a deal. Buy that thing for $15.99.
Hot or cold?
Hot or cold. 4 hours hot, 12 hours cold for $15.99 every time you go in from here on in.
But how does it know?
You pay small refill price, just a small coffee. It knows. It's got special stuff.
Are they all camo? Mine's camo.
Yeah, they're all camo, Hoppy. That's why they call it a camo mug.
Yeah, I'm a step behind here. I'm sorry.
You really are. Catch up here. All camo, just different colors. You've got like the blue and gold version there.
That's the Mountaineer camo in your hand.
This is the traditional. I'm holding the traditional camo.
Okay.
Right.
Check it out at Tudor's Biscuit World.
It's nice.
Hit the music. Hit the music. Hit the music. Oh, yeah. Textual Healing is brought to us by episode800.com. Get your swag, get your gear, get anything you need at episode800.com, from shirts to coffee. By the way, I went over to Rusty's this morning, bought 3 bags.
Big or little?
3 little bags.
Why?
I need to get the 5-pound bag because I've been starting to put it in my freezer.
Reason?
What?
Rusty says you can just put the coffee in the freezer until you need it. Then
ground or the beans?
Beans.
The beans?
Beans.
So Keeps them fresher longer? You put them in the freezer?
Then I just put them in my grinder when I need them.
First I've heard of that.
Okay. Yep. He says they're good to go, so I need the 5-pound bag. You can get that too. Episode
They got
800.
some out on the shelves there when you went over? Mountaineer Roasting, going right to your left when you walk in?
Right there, I bought them. I bought 2.
So you bought 15 pounds?
No, a 12-ounce bag. So I bought 12, 24, 36. What's that? A little bit more than 2 pounds. 2.5. So check it out. Can't wait for this week. We're going to open up the food court next to Daniel's on University Avenue on Wednesday. And Rev Kev and crew are going to be out there. I got the deal and how you can pre-order coming up in just a little bit.
Did they tear down a building to make room for the the truck?
We've had some construction
trailer
going on there. They've done some things. Done some hammering.
Nice truck.
Texter says, I hope I'm
New
not
paint job over there at the food court as well.
Yeah, they painted the logo again on the ground.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Looks good.
Texter says, I hope I'm not a day late and $1 short, but I have one more over-under that I am curious about. What about an over-under on the longest winning streak in 2024? Set it at 3.5 games.
That's good.
Neil Brown's reached a 4-game streak once, and that was last year. From 2019 through 2023, the highest was 2 games. Thank you, Ben from Roanoke. So the question becomes, does West Virginia over-under have a win streak at 3.5 this season?
This dang schedule.
Yeah, I don't. I don't have it in front of me, but I would go under just
that Kansas, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Kansas State at Arizona stretch is massive.
That is.
Oh, it's a season.
I mean, it's just massive. And then after that, even if you got on pick off a couple of those in there late, and Cincinnati, Baylor, UCF, Texas Tech, this is just a beast of a league, man.
Every week. It's fun.
Yeah. Read something in The Athletic today.
Huh?
Kind of a spreads on stats, not on spreads on stats. Read in The Athletic today, we've been talking about the depth of this league and the variance that's going to come with this league, where you look at a double-digit number of teams that you think have a chance, at least we sit here in August, chance to win this league. Only Power 5 that has at least 10 teams with a 2.5% or better chance to win the league is the Big 12. No team with a greater than 26% chance. It's just one model. That's the Athletics model, but speaks to the variance and the balanced nature.
Say that again.
Only Power 4 league that has at least 10 teams in it that have a 2.5% chance or better of winning the league. So 10 teams, according to this model, this particular model. But none of those teams have a greater than 26% chance of winning. I know everybody in the world's on Utah. Utah's a mortal lock. If you listen to everybody, you should go put everything you own, everything your friends own, everything you can get your hands on, and even stuff.
For the 11th year.
Stuff. Just go get some credit, borrow if you have to. Just load it all up on Utah to win the league, because there's no chance Utah doesn't win this league, according to everybody.
Correct.
Except the Athletic, who only gives them a 26% chance of winning. Just found that interesting. It's going to be a fun season in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Now, the national people are going to try and tell you the league's no good. They're going to tell you the league's no good. I'm here to tell you this is going to be a fun league.
Sure.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
Every week, this is what you always say. This is a talk line. It's a very compelling season in league. Might be the most compelling.
Absolutely. And we talk about it all the time. These are games. There'll be great games in this league. But nationally, it's going to be hard to break through, because what's anybody going to want to talk about at the national level?
They're going to talk about two leagues. That's all they're going to talk about.
Right.
This is going to be a fun league.
Yes.
Just put it down.
In our last episode, there was a question regarding the Let's Go Mountaineer chant during the game. I said at that point I stay away from all of those conversations, but I will read the next text. To help alleviate Chris's text regarding the Let's Go chant during the game, during my short stint of being a cheerleader, we were told not to start the chant during the game. In the past, the chant has been started while we're on offense, and the crowd is slow to stop said chant. Timeouts going into defense is the only time that they can start the chant, but usually a video board, hype board, or band takes charge. So apparently, the inability to tap the brakes quickly, the Let's Go chant was being too loud for the Mountaineer offense, and so that, like I said, I'm not going there. I just whatever.
I wish he would have come to that conclusion when I was in charge of this stuff.
Was Tony?
I wish he would have come to the conclusion that he wanted out of that kind of stuff.
Why would he ask you for things?
He would have ideas, along with a couple other radio station employees that shall remain nameless, that wouldn't stop calling and suggesting things that.
No reason to bring Christian Miller into this.
Oh, my gosh, I wouldn't want to take that call.
Texter.
There were others.
Hey, TC.
Multiple calls.
Not
hard
me.
to get your work done during the day when I'd get all these calls from different people. Right. Hey, you know what you should do? So I'm glad he's come to the realization that he's now out of that business. As we were well aware, I'm out. Not talking.
Correct.
Okay.
Is that in the context of the same thing when people say, I was watching the game and the defensive backs are playing too far off of the wide receiver, coach?
That's my equivalent is when I get a call or text or email that says, you should investigate, or you should have your team investigate this.
Your team.
And I say, I are the team. And I ain't got time to track down why the road's not paved over there. But I will pass along your concern about the unpaved road to the highway department.
Hey, TC, today is wedding anniversary day at the Mock House. After hearing about my excursion to Terry Black's barbecue with you and with your son, April demanded to try it for herself. She deemed it to be the best barbecue she's ever eaten.
Oh, my.
Picture Hoppy. As an anniversary present, she got me an efforting shirt from episode 800.
There we go.
An outstanding day in Central Texas from our great friend Joe Mock, and congratulations to Joe and April celebrating their anniversary. Terry Black Barbecue is very good.
Thank you, April, for visiting episode800.com.
Kathy from Washington, West Virginia writes, I was so glad that Hoppy mentioned on the podcast on Monday that it was 50 years ago that he started college at West Virginia. I then reminisced about my days in nursing school, soon realizing that it was 50 years ago that I started school. Wonderful times and special friends made. Thanks, Hoppy.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, Kathy, on 50 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. 50 years.
Hey, three guys. Seth in Florida. In preparation for the Penn State game, I present you the James Franklin curse.
What?
If you recall, James Franklin was the coach at Maryland who pulled Steve Slayton's scholarship and spent the next 3 seasons crying as Steve ran amok on the old Terrapins. Given that Jaheim White grew up a Penn State fan, went to camp there, and Franklin declined to offer him, I believe this is the year that Franklin starts his WV running back regrets all over again. Jaheim is going to run amok on him just like Steve did. Let's go Mountaineers. I don't know if James Franklin had any involvement with Steve Slayton. That was the fridge. That was Ralph Friedgen.
Franklin wasn't coach and waiting on that staff?
I mean, I don't know exactly what the involvement is there. I never heard Franklin's name tied to that. You always heard Ralph Friedgen's name was tied to that. I don't know.
It gets in the way of a good text, so.
Exactly.
Unconfirmed.
Texter, hey, Matthew here, listening to the podcast. I'm an original native of McDowell County.
Free State.
I had family members who grew up on the banks of the Tug. A lot of trash and other junk that got tossed down the hillsides or into the river had a lot to do with not having any real trash collection service in that part of the state. Sadly, the Tug River has been heavily polluted my entire life and rather unsightly when going down the road along the banks. Happy to hear there are good folks out there trying to clean it up.
That was from those 13,000
tires
pulled out by the Friends of the Tug.
Frank in Clarksburg writes, 3 guys, I have an idea for the stadium's naming rights. Mountaineer Field at 3 Guys Stadium before the game. Eastern Time Zone Stadium.
We're going to have to go back into that, aren't we? Big 12's going to yak this.
Oh,
they're going to yak it
absolutely.
again. They're going to yak it again, aren't they?
Oh, my
they
gosh.
Have forgotten or somebody has left. It's going to happen again.
This thing is going to be a cluster the entire season on these game times.
I thought it was changed.
Plus, they got to figure out what the heck's going on in Arizona, like what time it is there.
They won't know what time it is. Somebody should call Arizona and go, hey, welcome to the league. We just want to give you a heads up here. You will not know what time the game is.
Yeah. It's you know what? I think I'm going to divest myself from those complaints.
Really?
I'm done with it.
Well, you did your part.
I mean, I've called about everybody, and forget it. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, Craig in Oakmont, love the year. Were you going to spit your water out?
It was because you say that until you get the first release, and then you're going to get all lit up again.
Yeah, you're right. Craig in Oakmont, love the year-long tribute to the greatest Mountaineer. I grew up in Nutter Fort playing Jerry West basketball, Babe Ruth baseball. They were equals in my mind, and I assumed every kid in America played Jerry West. I'm begging you, please don't ever play the Jelly Roll MGK song ever again. It stinks like heart garbage. I didn't play that, did I?
You didn't play it once. I just mentioned it. I said it was out there using the music bed from Country Roads.
Okay.
Pretty interesting statement there, isn't it?
What's that?
He played Jerry West basketball and Babe Ruth baseball. They were equals in my mind. I'm sure a lot of people would share that sentiment, right? Think about that. Think about what he said. Pretty good. That's a pretty good line.
Texter, listening to the Over-Under Part 1, there's a mention of West Virginia connections in the city of Houston. I lived there in 11-12. While there, I took a look at the Alumni Association and realized that if Harris County, Texas was in West Virginia, it would rank exactly in the middle of West Virginia counties for the number of WVU grads, including a guy at my church. There are West Virginians everywhere. Also, Jennifer Garner. She was born in Houston, Hoppy. You didn't know that. I had to look that up.
Didn't know that.
And, of course, Dustin Garrison. I've lived in 8 states, and we're everywhere. Evan in Iowa. Texture, since you're brewing beer and potentially rolling out koozies, how about offering and efforting a 3 Guys growler? I imagine your student support could create a variety of cool graphics. I'd love to lug a jug each of Kirchhoff and 3 Guys lager from the food court back to our tailgate, signed by Dino in Annapolis via Beckley.
Kirchhoff not available.
We do have growlers, and when we first released the beer, as a matter of fact, I still got a case up in my office.
Really?
On the floor there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dave's doing more growlers, isn't he?
Probably. I don't know that. Probably. I would assume he's on that.
Texter.
We'll work on that, Dino.